We speak now to Falendoda Charles Malinga, who is the Secretary General of the Congress of Traditional Leaders of South Africa. Very good evening to you, and thank you so much for speaking to us, Mr. Malinga. The President said, I'd like to applaud and thank many individuals and organizations that have been who have taken the initiative to provide humanitarian assistance to those most affected. I'd like to hear from you what Contralesa has been able to do and the areas that it believes befits its role in society at this moment as the KwaZulu-Natal province faces so many challenges.
Thank you, Sisi, and greeting to the viewers. And yes, we as Contralesa will first like to convey our sincere condolences and sympathy to those families who lost their loved ones and belongings as a result of the natural disaster we have not seen for the almost 4 decades.
Okay,
but also coming back to your question, we do have Amakosi and the Izinduna who are on the ground in assisting the people that are affected in various areas. So, in short, we are also concerned and involved on the ground as traditional leaders.
Okay, if you could just tell us some of the help you've been able to lend. The President pointing out, obviously, that many families have been displaced by the floods in KwaZulu-Natal, and we know that quite a lot of those people do not have land to rebuild their houses. The President saying the Department of Public Works and Human Settlements will be looking at this challenge, but we know that Izinduna also preside over land. Is that something that you can help with?
That is correct, but I must also clarify this, that there are lands that are municipally controlled or government-controlled land. There is also land that is controlled by traditional leaders, particularly Amakosi and Izinduna. So to those lands that we are in control of course, from time to time we do assist people with the residential areas.
Are there pockets of land that you can speak of now at the moment that Amakosi have spoken about, that you can perhaps lend a hand in terms of helping, whether it's temporary shelter or long-term shelter for those people who are homeless, who don't even have access? Because we also know that the municipal human settlements issue can be fraught with a lot of complications.
That is correct. We do liaise with local Amakosi. Like, if I may make an example, I had just spoken to one of Induna who happened to be Deputy Secretary of Contralesa in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. She's working tirelessly to assist and organize a community hall to house those in need temporarily.
Okay, so what other conversations have Induna Amakosi been having? We saw Nkosi Misizulu also do a round trip of the affected areas. How can they provide support, guidance, and most importantly, much needed resources to those who have been affected?
His Majesty has already made the call to our society, be it a business sector and the other stakeholders, NGOs and so forth, to come on board to assist those in need. We fully support as Contralesa and traditional leaders of the province in KwaZulu-Natal. We fully support and the call that has been made by His Majesty the King, Misuzulu, that's what it is.
So, just is there a hierarchy in terms of how these decisions are made and implemented? You've just spoken about you supporting Isilo and the calls that he's made, but just is it according to the area over which one presides, whether as in Duna or Inkosi, or is there a hierarchy in terms of this decision making and how it's implemented?
It's a matter of hierarchy and how the decisions are made. You will remember that Amakosi in KwaZulu-Natal under the Zulu Kingdom, under the Zulu Royal Kingdom. So therefore, the call that has been made by His Majesty Amakosi in the province of KwaZulu-Natal will always support the call that has been made by Isilo.
Okay. Now, I understand that, and I know this had to do with a different issue altogether, but there was a meeting of the traditional leaders meeting with the Cocktail MEC at the beginning of this month. Now, the rains could not have been foreseen, but it is the rainy season, and as we heard from the Premier, climatic changes are making it so that these rains are becoming more frequent and the impact more dangerous. Are you being consulted, or are you proffering suggestions to government, provincial government, on how you can help as traditional leaders in such situations, so that there's an early warning system of sorts? So if there's a warning that says people need to leave these low-lying areas, the President mentioned that informal settlements have been the ones most impacted. And of course, we can understand that. We often find that people don't want to listen when they're told that, you know, there is heavy rain coming towards you, please evacuate.
Thank you, Sisi. I think it will be the question of cooperation between the traditional leader and the provincial government. Yes, we do have the area of improvement where there are shortcomings in terms of communication. But we are also making a call to the national government to empower our traditional leaders, particularly Amakosi, in terms of economical development, so that they are enabled to stand on their feet without depending on government to cater for traditional communities in particular.
Right, Siyabonga kakhulu. Falendoda Charles Malinga, Secretary General of the Congress of Traditional Leaders of South Africa, just speaking to us about the role that they're playing in this.